Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a really quick update video for you guys on stock market. But before we get started, please hit that thumbs up button. That is greatly appreciated and that really helps out with YouTube algorithm. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you want to get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, and 3 days of live trading, check out the Patreon. That link will be down below in the description. And now let's get right into it. Dow is up 0.66%, Nasdaq up 1.38%, S&P up 0.94%, and look at right here guys. Russell 2000 up on the day 2.72%, a massive explosion here on small caps, and who knows, there might be more coming next week. And here on these groups, what do we got on top? Real estate, consumer cyclical, basic materials, communication services, financial, technology, industrials, utilities, healthcare, consumer defensive, and lagging behind energy. Now, week to date performance right here, also on top, real estate, consumer cyclical, financial, technology, communication services, and on bottom again, lagging behind energy. So what do we have here on stock market map? Energy definitely down on the day, and look at right here guys, everything in the green today here on real estate. Now mega caps, Tesla up 0.66%, so the rally continuing to the upside. Even GM and Ford both up green on the day. Amazon up 0.38%, Meta up 1.20%, Google up 1.39%, Nvidia and all the other semis. I mean, look at this guys. Nvidia from 392 just 4 days ago. It's up $60 within 4 days. That is insane. Now Microsoft also up on the day 1.29%, and Apple lagging behind because of earnings, but it was down last night big time. $6-7, and now I think it's only down $1 or not even that. Right here, smaller banks, even bigger banks, all are up green on the day. JPM, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, everything in the green today. And that is why we're seeing that massive rally on small caps. And now we're going to look at SPY ETF. So before we get started, I want to clear some things up here on SPY. And I said it so many times in my video. If you're new here, obviously you got to go back and watch those videos. That do not short right here into this hole. Anything from 420, 410, even if this thing actually gets down to 407, I'm not shorting. That's just not me. Now what's happening right now? We got 3 gaps. We got another massive gap up today, right? And why? We got 3 forces buying. Shorts, machine, and then we also have FOMO buying. Oh, I couldn't, get this dip right here. Now let me just jump in. That's one thing. Shorts covering their position right now and losing money. Then in top of that, machines are buying and going long. So when you have 3 forces buying, and then the data came out this morning also. Jay Powell did not raise any more rates and possibly will pause maybe next year. And market rallying to the upside. Now, last 2 months, we usually get that sell-off. It's normal. Guess what? Everyone thought market is going to crash. 1987 crash, Black Monday, and all that crap, because it was only down 10%. Nothing big, guys. It's not like it's down, 40% in 1 month. It was only down 10%, and you're calling a crash. Now, yes, market will come down, and that is a big opportunity in the market to buy the dip and make that money. And if you're shorting at the dip, well, there is nobody out there can help you. No one. Now, next week, I would like to see a pullback, and I think a rug pull here on SPY is coming very soon. We might go up to 438.43 to close this gap, and then we get that all the way down to 430, maybe even 420 to the 50. Nobody knows where, but I think we are going to get that pullback, and it's coming very soon, because this move here will have to digest. I mean, look at this, guys. Everything that we gave up right here on the sell-off, everything is replaced. Today, 436.29, right here. 2 weeks ago, it was right here. And now, it's back up. So next week, and I'll definitely, post those expected moves on my X account. And if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. And that link will be down below in the description also. So for next week, yes, look at this right here. Closing above 433.69. Yes, that is bullish. Holding above all these moving averages right here on this daily chart. Now from here, yes, we could see a move. I mean, it wasn't too far off from this gap, 438.43. That could come early as Monday. Now, if we get a gap down Monday, then watch out right here, 430, this gap down here. And this is going to be a strong support on SPY also. And if you look at my screen, this is where actually this trend line is sitting also, 431 to 430. Now, if we go under 430, then watch out for this gap down here. We also have 20 SMA sitting at 426. Below 430, that would be a support. And then 200 SMA sitting right here. And the gap, 423.50. So everything is clear. Even if there is a rally on Monday, we gap up again, then watch out for the resistance and the gap right here, 438.43. And if that happens Monday, I think we will still get that pullback down to 430 to 431. And like I said, if that breaks, watch out for 426.25 and then the gap below. And that would be an absolute dip buy right here, 420.50 if you missed out already here on this dip on SPY. Now, if you're chasing, that's another thing I want to point out. This is not a zone to buy anymore. If you're buying here, this is not a zone to go and chase this move right here, because if you do that, you're going to lose a lot of money. So be careful going into next week, and especially if you're chasing, definitely be careful going into next week. I think we're going to see a pullback very soon on SPY and overall stock market, guys. On QQQ, it's up 1.17%, and the big credit goes to one big stock, and that is Nvidia, going up $60 in just 4 or 5 days. So next week, what's next on QQQ? Definitely same thing I said on SPY. I'm not a buyer here. I would not be chasing this move right here at 370. We could see a pullback from here, and then if we get that next week, watch out for the support and the gap around 364, aligned with this 50 SMA on this daily chart. Now, if that gives up, then watch out for 360, and this is where I'll be really interested buying the dip, 357.53. If this thing actually gets a pullback down here, well, still, I'm not buying. I don't think this is a good idea to go in right here. Now, if this thing actually gets that big pullback down to this gap, that would be a nice opportunity to buy this dip and ride it even higher. And then after filling this gap, this thing can go up and possibly can break this resistance right here, this trend line around 370. And soon as that happens, you're going to see more upside up to 380. But as of right now, yes, we're getting a lot of volume and a lot of buyers coming in. But definitely, guys, trust me when I say this, this is not a zone to go and buy right here at 370. You want to wait for a pullback, a decent pullback, and that would be anywhere from 360 to 357, right in between this gap right here, if we get that next week. Otherwise, if this rally actually continues, well, market can move higher, but I'm not chasing, and I would not suggest, go and chase this move anytime soon, unless we get a nice, decent pullback on QQQ. So on Dow Jones, it's up 0.66%, and this one now, I said it last night in my video that watch out for a break above 340, and if that happens, more upside. It went all the way up to 341.62, and now holding 340 as a support into closing, and that is looking bullish. Now this gap actually not too far away, 338.52. So early as Monday, 340 gives up, you're going to see DIA coming down here and filling this gap right here at 338.52, and that would be also a support level to watch. Now if this thing actually breaks through this level right here, then watch out for this gap down here, and that would be an absolute dip buy right here, 333.36. Now DIA can hold 340 Monday and the rally continues, then watch out for this gap right here on top, 344.20. On IWM, it's up 2.72%. Now, we talked about it in my video last night that look at this volume right here. High volume buying right here. And that is something you cannot ignore and go and short. And look at what happened today, guys. Massive gap up with high volume buying, even more than yesterday. Just like right here. And this thing rallied all the way up to 175.65. I mean, when was the last time you saw IWM going up $5 a day? You don't see that too often, right? Now, I do own some shares that I bought right here and also some calls, and they were underwater. And guess what? Those are also green on the day. I actually sold some of my position today and still holding more for this gap right here on top, close to 180. So this one here definitely getting far too overextended. This move is really fast. So next week, I would not be surprised to see a pullback down here to 170. And this is going to be a key level to watch as a support. Now below that, yes, this thing can come down even more, down to this gap, 165.60. To the upside, the next big resistance right here on IWM, 176. 178, and then the gap above 179.82. On VIX is down 4.79%, and look at this thing right here. This thing has nowhere to go. Right here, lower Bollinger Band sitting at 1450, and that's going to be a support to watch early as Monday, because if that gives up, we might be coming down here to retest this low down here and possibly making a new 52-week low. Now to the upside, this is where I think we might see a spike on VIX, at least a dead cat bounce, and where this thing can go, I think $16 to $17, and that is it for now. So watch out next week. If this thing can actually get a bounce, watch out for a rejection off of this 5-day moving average right here around 17 bucks, and that should take VIX down and we get that nice juicy pullback in the market. On TNX is down 2.38%, and look at what's happening right here. And we talked about it last night, how this thing can come down to this lower Bollinger Band and possibly can find support right here. And so far, it's holding onto this lower Bollinger Band as a support into closing, down on the day 2.38%. Now, this is where things can get ugly for people that are chasing, especially this FOMO rally right now. And why? It's touching this lower Bollinger Band right here, right? Look at what happened before. Right here, hammer candle, massive rally. Right here, another rally. Right here, another massive rally. Even right here. And if you go back, it's the same thing. Look at right here, hitting lower Bollinger Band and then massive rally. Now, I'm not calling for a massive rally, but at least I think this thing can move higher from here, possibly up to this gap, and that is around 47.78. So you got to be careful next week. Yes, below this lower Bollinger Band, this thing can come down even more, down to 43.71. But look at right here, guys, 45.46. I think that's going to hold next week. And if that happens, you're going to see a rally on TNX up to this gap right here, around 47.78. Only if this thing actually continues down, then watch out for the support, 43.71. but that actually never happened before, and you can see it right here. It's not staying below lower Bollinger Band anytime, even in the past. So be careful next week, especially if you're going and buying at the top. You want to wait for a nice juicy pullback, and that's going to make you a lot of money. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated going into next week on Monday. Have a great night, everybody, and have a great weekend.